Boy, ladies and gentlemen, I've been waiting for this one for weeks because a man that finally gets his due, a man that finally gets his chance to talk for the first time in quite a while in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that he has been front and center for, the platform where he has been a founding father of the All Wrestling Matters movement, an OG, and a man that hosted not one, but two summer bashes, and a man that is always front and center in everything. And boy, this man has certainly made some accomplishments that I am sure we're going to honor him for recently. We'll talk about that. We'll even kind of talk about something I kind of hinted at when I announced this man coming on here about an hour or so ago. And maybe I'll talk about his future, his in ring future, if there is, or something else that he might want to address, or maybe even talk about ROEW, because it seems like right now ROEW is naturally selected to be run and not run with Dark Kron in mind. We'll certainly talk about that, and maybe we'll get your thoughts, and maybe we'll have a surprise or two. Plus, who knows, whatever else. But since that this man hasn't been here, and I see he's wearing a Sportswire shirt, and I have to give him, though, an introduction, a special introduction, because I've got several things to honor this man for. I kind of acknowledge that he's had several acknowledgments that we've kind of touched upon and everything else in between. And this is one of these guys, and I continue to say it week after week on Sports by Radio. Don't change. Don't ever change. It's guys like you, guys like Wednesday show, Sean Jovi. Whatever you do tonight, Mr. Kron, make sure that door is locked, because a lot of people do know where you live. There is many wrestlers that actually happen to know where you live, because obviously you hosted not one but two summer bashes. So whether it be Judas, whether it be, I don't know, Jason Storm or anybody else, Anthony Steele, or I don't even know. Throw a name out there. Just make sure tonight, because this is a special night for you, sir, that door is locked. We don't want any trouble. We don't want what happened to Sean Jovi. Nobody's heard from Sean Jovi in days, and who knows if Sean Jovi will ever be able to medically recover and be back in the ring. And we'll certainly make sure that you tonight hopefully will not have the same problems. We'll continue the festivities. And what a week it's been on Sportswire Radio. We had the Tribal Cheese here, another OG of Sportswire Radio. We had Sean Jovi. I mentioned Il Drago, celebrated him at his birthday. James Barris, the owner of CCW, was here yesterday, although he had his own problems with a birthday cake. I won't get into that today. We had on the Five Town Sound women's soccer team, and yeah, Anthony Steele was here, but we ain't going down that road with Anthony Steele. We don't want to have to put the beat button out. But it is now time, because I could see he's waiting for it. The chat's waiting for it. And I want to give him that introduction that he most certainly has helped build this platform to continue to give time and time again to wrestler after wrestler, and to get us to 1,400 plus subscribers, and to not one, but two magical moments with the Man Beast, the War Machine Rhino, and of course this guy Savio Vega, who some would say was responsible for the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. But this man now, who's been responsible for Sportswire Radio, it is time now to get the show on the road here in style on the number one global radio station, that is Sportswire Radio. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one global sports show. A man that is one of the founding fathers of the All Wrestling Matters movement, one of the OGs of Sportswire Radio's history, a man that hosted not one, but two summer bashes, a man that recently surpassed 1,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel and is an integral part to ROEW. His name is, simply put, the legendary Dark oh, oh, my friend, how are we doing?
Amazing. That was awesome, Tom.
Well, that one I reached a little deeper. To quote Madonna, deeper and deeper there. That was basically.
That was a new level.
Well, I did do the oh and did the extra. Yeah, I did the blah 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 blah. The Indian thing, and like I said, deeper and deeper.
That was
Not
great.
to quote. Definitely, we're not going to tell some bedtime stories here. We're not going to Vogue, and we're definitely not going to go erotica on everybody. But that might have been Anthony Steele's episode. But there is so much to talk with you on, and I know people want to talk about what do you think about the current state of affairs in ROEW. But I want to start off because recently you surpassed a magic milestone, a milestone that I know the feeling on how difficult it is to get to. So let's talk about it for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform you, Mr. Dark Kron, most certainly helped build here, Sportzwire Radio. Talk about what it means to you to have reached 1,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel.
First of all, big thank you. Shout out to you. You really, really put us there. Thank you to IMF. They're the ones that.
You can thank the IMF. They traveled to you. I would just plug you.
They started our escalation, and then
absolutely
coming on here, meeting you, working with you, collaborating with you has definitely put us up there. And then we're working with ROEW now. I mean, things are looking awesome right now.
You and your brother have different, I'm sure, interpretations of ROEW right now. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
How is he doing, by the way? How is your brother doing?
I'm excited. I'm excited. I feel great. I'm back in the gym. Haven't quite made it back to ROEW yet.
Mm-hmm.
Had some issues, but I'll be back soon. I will be back in the ring, and we will see.
All right. Well, I'll definitely talk about the ring stuff later because I do want to talk a lot about ROEW, and I know James will be here Sunday, and I'm sure there'll be some others that'll want to talk about ROEW. But you talked about going to the gym recently. You're back in the gym, and how's it been feeling now that you're back in the gym for a little while now?
Physical therapy was first. That was a little rough, getting the range of motion and everything back.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got through all that, I had to start small. It was pretty pathetic in my eyes. But
why do you say that though? Why do you say that?
I mean, I was curling. I had to curl like 5-pound weights. Like
there's some people here in the chat or here elsewhere that may not be able to lift 5-pound weights. So
I mean, I like to do 20s. That's
okay.
But it was just almost like I'm losing everything. But that was all last year. That was 2024. I made it through 2024. That was probably the worst year of my life. Like I was diagnosed with cancer in March. I got a rib broke at Summer Bash. And then I lost 2 fingers at work in September. But that's all in the past. I'm back. I'm 100%. I'm ready to go.
You know what? Let me ask you this question. I'm not going to ask you about cancer, but I want you to talk to the audience and say, what advice would you give people? Could be not even wrestlers, but anybody that's gone through what you've gone through, injury at work, cancer, rib injury in the ring. What advice would you give to anybody that may go through those same struggles?
You're as strong as you think you are. Don't let nobody tell you any otherwise. In my mind, I can get through anything right now. I can't say I beat cancer, but I'm winning the fight. Yeah, I lost a little bit of my fingers. It's only about a ½ inch. I can still do whatever I want to do. The rib healed. I got through it all. It's all in the past now. And I know I can get through all of that. It's in
If
your
I
head.
said to you the finger injury sounded the most gruesome, what would you say to
It
that?
was. It was. It honestly scared the hell out of me. I didn't know if I'd ever wrestle again.
It's fingers. You know, we think in life, right? I remember
It's
when I was a kid in religion class. When I took religion class, I never forget one of my teachers. And you know, I didn't listen to the teachers all the time, but she always said, you know, there were things that we take for granted. And one of the things that we took for granted, which I never forget, that she said was the use of our fingers. It was Mrs. Jones, I think it was, and she talked about these little things that was talking about God and go because it was religion class. I was in religion class, and that was the thing, and we really take for granted just simple things. It could just be, combing our hair. It could be brushing our teeth. It could
washing
be
your hair.
washing. Well, Lord knows, look at mine. But there are simple things with our fingers and to grip things. Open the door. Grab a fork, and that was something that must have tested you. And I mean, we
Oh,
really take for granted so much in life. I mean, I kind of think that you
think
probably
about
felt
it.
that firsthand. I see it.
These were wrapped up together in one big, huge clump for 2 months. And this is my dominant hand. This is what I do everything with. And I had to adjust and use my left hand for everything. And that was a big adjustment in my life. But I swear right now, I'm getting there. I'm almost completely 100% back. I couldn't do this. I could not make a fist a month ago. I can't hold a lot of weight in that hand because the strength isn't there.
Sure.
But having the range of motion is a really big deal. I don't have all my feeling back.
Will you ever get it back?
I should, but
Okay.
there's a possibility because there was some bone taken. It wasn't just the tips of my finger. There was parts of the bone was taken too.
Is your injury the same as the one that Tony Iommi had all those years ago? I'm sure you definitely know the story now.
Yeah, not that. No, not that bad. I like.
Well, that's a good sign because he literally has no fingertips. I mean,
I do. What sucks is I wish I didn't have my fingernails because it's very hard to clip them. They are like over the tip of my finger. They healed with my finger, and it's very unpleasant.
Well, I mean, I'm sure somebody can find you a manicure. But what does wrestling mean to you? I've known you a while, but what does wrestling mean to you? See all these struggles that you go through, but yet here you are wanting to go back out there. So what does this sport mean to you?
I'm glad you asked, to be completely honest. Hold on. The first person I talked to coming out of the doctor's office, finding out about cancer, was Omen Black. For some reason, that dude called me right as I walked out of the doctor's office.
Wow.
So I was still processing what the hell was going on. And when he called, I just answered, and he was the first person I told everything to.
Wow.
And I'm going to be completely honest. My friends and family, like here, I didn't have that much. I had my mom. This community is the only support I really had at all last year.
Well, you mean a lot to a lot of people. There's a lot of people here in the chat. I see we're going to get to them, but you mean a lot to people because of, you've opened your home to countless wrestlers for Summer Bash. You are always there for a lot of these guys, and some gals are here, I see. And I think people see who you are, and you're just a breath of fresh air. We look at the world and we see all these different things and people and negativity and hate, and and we're all products of it. We're products of our environment. But you are one guy everybody stops and says, him, he's a good man. It doesn't matter. There are guys that don't like each other in other feds, right? There are guys that have their issues, but they stop when your name gets mentioned. They say, you know what? Yeah, him, He's all right. I'm rooting for that guy. You're one of those guys that you mean so much. So I'm not surprised that a lot of people have an affinity for you. And I'm sure we'll get to the wrestling. I promise we'll get to that. But, I think that's why a lot of people are here tonight, because you have done so much for so many by opening your home, but also you've gone through so much just to try to be back out there. You've went through all these roadblocks, right? Injured in the ring, injury at work, the C word. And, a lot of people don't come back for that. My dad's dead because of cancer. There are people that, people don't feel bad for me. Trust me, I'm here. We've had opportunities, but, a lot of people have cancer and they never get a chance to see the day. I mean, my dad's dead 11 years, March 7th. I mean, it was like, yeah, we thought he'd be all right, dead.
Cancer runs in my family.
A lot of people, cancer, for a lot of people is like a very sore subject, but you haven't letting it get you down. You've kept going. I mean, you really are inspirational. I mean, not to spoil what I'm going to give you in a few minutes, but I mean, the truth is, I mean, a lot of people would be put down from just one of the roadblocks and obstacles you've been through, but yet you just want to be out there.
That's just something I've always, I mean, as long as I can remember, I've always went against the grain. You tell me I can't do it, or you don't have the potential. Yeah, dude, don't tell me I can't do it. I got a scar on my leg that I've shown like Omen and Gary. Like when I was 3 years old, I almost lost my leg.
Oh my goodness.
And when it was 150 stitches. I was 3 years old, so 150
Wow.
stitches on the inside of my leg. They said I'd be lucky to walk normal. And that just kind of, I don't know, I just remember it making me really mad. I ended up playing baseball 3 years later, 2 years later, started T-ball. Okay. And I played baseball for 12 years after that. Straight.
Wow.
Started playing football. Then I started playing, I did a year of soccer. And then I started playing a little bit of basketball. But then I got into wrestling. And once I got into high school, it was just kind of like football and wrestling. And that's all that really mattered to me. And what wrestling matters to me, this is why it matters so much to me. It does not matter where you come from, what walk of life you have been through. It doesn't matter. Everybody in wrestling, there's something in common. Everybody in wrestling has something in common. The passion of going out there and entertaining someone, entertaining the people, making them cheer, making them pop, making them boo, whatever it is, we all enjoy it. And that's the greatest thing about wrestling. We talk so much shit about this person or that person, but all that does is create a story. That's something that that's a story we can tell on the screen in physical art. And that's what wrestling is to me. I love wrestling. It means you guys, the community, you guys are everything to me. That's why if this is my last year, which I hope it's not, I really, depending on my health, I mean, just be realistic. I'm 41 years old and I'm going through some shit.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I mean, you mentioned the C word, like I said, people, not to bring it up, I know my mother's asleep, so she won't be watching this, but, my dad, I never forget. Oh, I had cancer, and and he was like, "I'm gonna go." It was, he went through the chemotherapy and he got the surgery, and never came back home. A lot of people from cancer, unfortunately, he was older than you. He was 60, about 60 going to 61. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. But you're a young man. I think you're 40, so 41. So
I'll be 41 next month.
Let's pray that you're young, you're in great shape, that you're going to overcome. I think you are going to overcome it, but a lot of people, unfortunately, it doesn't work out that way. So just you being here today is just, like, wow, like, are you sure you want to be here?
A lot of support.
A lot of people are here for you. A lot of people, they want to see you. And I could see what this sport means to you. Just, and you're right. Wrestling, I've seen A lot. I've interviewed a lot of people from backgrounds. I say it all the time. My career in politics. I worked for a couple senators. I've seen, done constituent service. I mean, I know what it's like with people. But wrestling's the one sport I've covered: basketball, soccer, baseball. I get the baseball guys come on here later, and love
I
those
feel like
guys.
all of them kind of like
But they
they
don't
stay
have
to
the
their own
same thing as
group.
wrestling. Wrestling, you could be in the UK, you could be in Australia, you could be in other parts of the country, but it's wrestling.
Japan
Yeah.
and Mexico, it doesn't
And
matter.
on my platform, we get all the British guys. We get the people from Australia. Ace Reed's here. All these people. You're a wrestling fan? You're a wrestler? Yeah. All right. We could be friends.
Is
The other
Yoshi
sports,
here? Haven't seen
no, but
Yoshi. No.
Yoshi's doing martial. We got Ace Reed though, so close enough. But the point is that with wrestling, I don't. I think wrestling's the only thing that compared to the other sports that you get that kind of connection. Basketball, baseball, football. You don't. I've seen it. You don't get it, and I think that's why you're a guy that people from all different places they have even Skulls is here. Skulls who's he's on the way back up too. He's had gone through some things. A lot of people here just from all backgrounds, and they
Skulls
have an
pays his dues. I gotta
He's
say that dude pays
he's on
his
the way
dues.
back. He's on the way back up. He's a guy who's re-put himself out. There's a lot of people, not everybody gets it right the first time. But like the point is that there's people from, a lot of different places that they want to pay their respect to you because of what you've gone through. I mean, I think for a minute we break the fourth wall, and we put our almost, our stuff down and pay our respect to you because of just, what you've gone through. I mean, you have a family, you have responsibilities, but you want to go out there and do this. I mean, to me, it's a testament to who you are as an individual, and that I hope anybody that watches this that they take some advice from you and say, you know what, yeah, maybe I should just achieve my goals and don't worry about it. Keanu Reeves said something last week, and he said that go out there and basically in his own way, it's Keanu Reeves, Mr. John Wick, and he basically said just go out there and whatever it is, just do it. You've only got one time around the sun. And I think that you're that example of what Keanu
He's
Reeves
my
is trying to
inspiration.
say.
I love Keanu Reeves.
Well, you are basically doing what he said, and I think that that's why people they have such an affinity. I would say all the time, don't change. If you change, I mean, I'm giving up. I'm past the baton off. It's going. Anthony Steele will take over. You change in wrestling. If you come back and change, and we're gonna have you as like a heel or some bad guy or whatever. Anthony's taking over. It's time to pass the baton. Then because people they really identify with you, and I mean, it's but the gym, you're back in the gym at least. You're going out there. There is an end in sight of maybe hopefully you returning, but I wouldn't say that you could have 1 year left. You never know. I mean, who knows really? You have to take it one step at a time. I mean, just
I guess the best thing to say right now is I'm going 1 year at a time.
okay.
Like I want to do this as long as I can. There's a lot of guys out there that I want to wrestle. I want to have a good story with.
Mm-hmm.
I would like. There's feuds I want to have. There's so many things that I still want to do because I feel like I didn't even get to experience the backyard scene or underground scene like I should have because I didn't know about all of this until just 3-4 years ago. Me and Forsaken have been doing this since 2003, 2002, but we didn't know about YouTube. We didn't even have a camera half the time to record anything. We just built a ring so we could beat the hell out of each other.
Hey, you know what though? But you went out there and did it your own way. I mean that's very commendable. You've been a guy that's very commendable in the fact that you don't stop. You just try to create your own way almost. That's commendable.
Always Forsaken, honest to God, Forsaken was the one that was so creative and pushed all these things in the beginning. But then I don't know. Like it just became more of my baby, and I kind of took over everything. And he just kind of wrestles now, and I just try to keep everything going. So it's just I don't know how you explain it. I guess here we go. I'm MVP. Bobby Lashley is Forsaken. Joe Stone is Shelton Benjamin. There you go. That's kind of like,
all right. Well, that's That's something. I mean, yeah,
That's the DKW roster. There you
and I
go.
want to put it up. I do want to give you some, but I want to turn it over to Skulls. But it even says, I know what you're going through. My mom had battled cancer 3 times. I mean, that's, like to put people down, in terms of forget about wrestling for a minute. Like that's a real life thing, and Skulls has gone through some different things. I've been talking to Skulls and, a lot of stuff, California, these wildfires. Oh my God, just so devastating. And, people, Adam Ginsburg there committed suicide, a big guy in the wrestling world there. A lot of people are going through things there. And, his mom, has battled cancer 3 times, and guys see you and it maybe gives them hope that if this guy's fighting and if he's not giving up, maybe
I've
I
had
should.
aunts like I get like my have my my grandma, my uncle, 3 of my aunts have all died from cancer, some form of cancer, breast cancer, lung cancer, throat cancer. It's something we've dealt with for a long time, all through our family. What sucks is like the cancer that I have, usually average is your 45-year-old male.
Right.
And it was like, why is this happening? And it was like, they had, the questions, you smoke and all. I haven't smoked cigarettes in, I think, 4 years now.
Okay.
So it was like when I told him that I had quit, he was just like, oh, this really don't make sense. Like
yeah. I mean, you're
I
in
had
good
3
shape.
tumors. I had 3 tumors, and they were bigger than they thought because they had gone into the wall of my bladder and started moving into my kidneys. But they stopped it. The surgery got everything out, and then with the chemo and everything, stopped it from spreading. And the scopes, they go in, they check it, make sure everything's healing, make sure the cancer's not coming back. And they've done that a few times here and there. And right now I'm at the point, I'm about to go in for another scope. I'm going to see what's going on. I just had chemo a couple months ago, and we'll see what I look like. After that, I might have to do a couple more rounds of treatment and hopefully be done. And then I'll just have to get a scope once a year to make sure it's not there anymore. That's what I'm shooting for. That's the end goal.
I think
I'm going to be stuck with it.
Look, you know what? I mean, it's you can only go forward. You can only go and just
the
try.
Hardest thing is after chemo. That's the hardest thing for me is when I do chemo, I feel like I'm dying.
Yeah, I remember when my father, he was working still for a period of time, and he was taking chemo, and he lost a lot of weight. He lost like, I don't know.
I'm trying not to.
He lost about, but you talk about he had 20 years on you. So 20 years is a big difference. But,
yeah.
He lost like 80, maybe 80, 90 pounds. And,
See, I couldn't afford, I couldn't.
Yeah. But no choice unfortunately, at that point, it was no choice, and you can only be dealt the hand that you're dealt with. I mean,
and I'm not on any medication or anything. Like, I don't take meds. I don't remember, like, the last time I took any meds was for my hand. And I stopped. I still got a half a bottle in there. I don't like medication I don't like my head to feel foggy, like I don't have control. I've never liked that feeling. And I've gotten teeth pulled and everything, and they give you those pain pills and stuff. I don't like that stuff. I will throw that shit away. I don't. It makes my stomach feel like crap. It makes me feel like crap. I don't like it.
I could understand why, and I mean, I could understand.
I'm hoping that's helping me because I don't have all these artificial medications in me and everything. Hopefully, my body will naturally fight this, and I can make it. That's what I'm hoping.
I think you will. I think, listen, a rising tide lifts all boats, and I think that you're going to get that. I know a lot of people in the chat want to talk to you, but I do want to give you a couple of things. I don't know if I should give them all at once, but I got, you know what? After this, if I don't give you something, I feel like let Anthony take over Sportzwire. All you have to do is keep going like this the whole show. That's it. That's so. Let Anthony. If I don't give you anything after these first 25 minutes or whatever it is, then yeah, let Anthony take over. Then he can talk and do what I do, and. But let me give you something here, because first of all, you need to be inducted again into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame as the host of Summer Bash. So congratulations for that. So you should be for that. I mean, after all, you opened your home to countless wrestlers. I mean, I'm sure it's 20 or something like that. I forget the exact between the two.
I don't even know.
But yeah, you should definitely get.
It was like a whole weekend party, is what it was.
Well, you did them twice. Don't forget, you did one, just the IMF DKW one in 23, and then you did last year's one, which pretty much had a slew of everybody else that was in it. So I got to give you that. So congratulations, and then. I gotta also give you this, which I talked about it. Basically, I gave it away when I introduced you coming on formally. You are the 2024 Sportswire Radio Most Inspirational Wrestler of the Year, and that was a unanimous vote, by the way. Just want to let you know it was unanimous, 100%, meaning the man with the chair here and the microphone voted for you, so you got the award.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do it now, but and you better save your tears for later. But 1,000 subscribers, you got that too. I'll send all of them to you. Yeah, if I got to give you something. After what you said just so far, I got to give you something. If I don't do that, you'll see. A couple people said that you're well deserved. So let's take that off the screen. Take some of these things. By the way, if you are here and he has a YouTube channel. And if you haven't yet hit the sub button, do me a favor. Hit the sub button. This man literally told us what he's going through. We all have our struggles in life. And, I almost go out and, have my own issues and everybody else does. But they pale into comparison to what this man has told us. His roadblocks the last year have been literally cancer, an injury in the ring, and nearly losing his fans. I mean, so all that tells you is that you need to go hit a sub button for him. And if you haven't, tell your friends and have them tell their friends and just get them to 10,000 subscribers. So let's get to some people here in the chat, because I do want to get to some positive stuff here. My good friend, Mr. Ed Pizzo of Dually.com. Let's get ready to do it. We'll eventually get there, Ed, but we have to get some different things out there. Thank you, Zilla. Yep.
Zilla.
Yep. For reaching, I think she meant to say 1K, but we got the point. Hello to Eddie. Mr. Ox McCoy is here. He'd like to say Kron. Yep. K to the R long RON. There it is. Dakota is here. Would like to say, did you meet Dakota? Have you met?
Yes, Dakota? I have. Yes, I have.
You did.
Met
okay.
her at Winter Clash last year.
Oh, I was wondering.
2023.
Because I didn't know if Dakota was in, backstage at that point. I didn't know. Well,
actually, she recorded. She got, I forget what it was, like 5,000 views on the.
Oh yes.
Omen putting Forsaken through the table.
Yeah, well, it was her. I didn't know that.
That was, she got big hits on that, and it was like the most views that Forsaken. He loved it.
Well, you know what? She's got 509 subscribers. Somebody in the chat, go give her a sub. She's here.
Yeah, we were one of her first supporters too.
Yep, go give her, put her at 5'10", put her at 5'11", and and so on and so on. So thank you, Dakota. We appreciate you. The man that was here yesterday would like to say the highest of high chiefs. Repping Uso Kron, you know what it is, like a real Samoan. All wrestling matters. Let's get it. Good. Speaking of this individual who certainly opened up a subject that we'll talk about, I'm sure, very shortly, the true DKW champion. And, I'm going to get to him in a little while.
I've always been a fan of Jacob Collins. Everybody knows that.
I'm going to get to him when we get through the chat, because Jacob was, certainly a product of his environment last week. Let's just say from a natural selection, a newly improved natural selection. So we'll get to that later. Hello to Ox in the House of Wolves. Cato, who was here last week, who I know is on his way to Kansas. Good old Cato is here. And Cato and I was speaking earlier today, and safe travels to Cato, and glad Cato is doing well. And hello to Iladrago. What's up, Zilla? What's up, Cato? And Kron is now Jesus. Well, yeah, people love you as much as Jesus. We're praying to Kron, not to God anymore. Malo, hello to Zilla. Ox, who else we got here in the chat? Hello. Yep. 4 up 4 down. You're a foundation member. Forgot about that. I was about to say, there we go. Congrats on everything you've accomplished. Absolutely no question about that. This individual, who I'm sure will be a topic in a little while, would like to say something, but I'm sure we'll get to it. Let me get through the chat. We'll get to the order.
I'm glad you're napping.
Yep. Hello to Jason Storm, and Jason Storm was almost the host of today's ROW episode, which I'm going to
Just
definitely
remember,
get your.
last time I faced Jason Storm, he took off running like a little bitch. Just remember that.
But I will say that John Flesher was definitely probably the best Indiana wrestler I've seen since Justin
Since
Parsley.
Parsley?
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, that
Yeah.
now that
Parsley, that's
if that John
that's a
Flesher
good
was
guy
going,
right there.
that Indiana would have a company still. But that's a different show for a different time. This guy whose name is Shane. My brother, I swear this guy means so much to me. He became one of my dearest friends and family. I would kill for this guy. I'm beyond proud of him and Forsaken. Much love to you all. All hail DKW. Well, I think I've done my best to recognize that. The champion,
Love that
Mr.
guy.
Storm. Well, you like Shane, right? You like Shane.
Shane, yeah. Shane.
And I guess he's alive. Sean Jovi is alive. Alive.
Jovi, he's okay.
Well,
Love
maybe
you too,
unless it's Darkfire typing as him. Well, Mr. Storm would like to break the fourth wall for a brief moment. I don't like Kron as a wrestler, but I do commend him for his battle with cancer. Fair. Very fair statement. I think most people would agree with that. I'm here. I was looking at apartments. Well, I hope you find an apartment. I hope that you find an apartment.
Yeah, good luck. It's tough. I'm looking for a house, so.
I'm in New York City. My zeros keep me, afloat. But that's if I didn't have my zeros, well, then maybe I could buy the Summer Bash home. Is it for sale still? That would be wild. All of a sudden,
I actually tried to buy the property so I could tear down the house and rebuild and do all that. He wasn't going for it.
It wasn't. So the property is not for sale. I can't buy it.
He didn't want to sell it. No.
All right. Well then. Oh well. Speaking of people, as I mentioned, Ace Reed is here from Australia. He would like to say hello. He says hello to you. And yes, we agree. We can. I'll go like this. Cancer. Can't.
Yeah.
And yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hello, Zilla. Yes, hello. Inside and outside the ring, I will always have respect and love for Uso Kron. Glad you're back feeling great with charismatic energy. Can't wait to see the ring. Yeah, and I think that's really what I've learned, in a little while here so far. I mean, I guess I've known your situation and stuff. I don't like to ask people things like that. I was always told, don't really go into people's personal business. Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew, you told me some things.
A lot of people have asked me, and they do quit. Look, I tell everybody as it is. Look, it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's not easy to ask people.
And I understand and I get it. I appreciate it. I do. But guys, I'm fine. Honestly.
No, I mean, right now. I mean, look, for a man that's went through what you went through. I mean, you certainly should win the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, if you're asking me personally, you should win the Nobel Peace Prize. And
look, I feel great. Physically, I feel great. I do.
You do. You look exactly the same as when I first met you. I mean, you look.
I've probably looked like this for the last 20 years.
Well, all right. Well, at least you haven't changed, unlike James Taylor. I'm sure in the last 20
years.
He's been quiet. I know James Taylor. Very quiet, James Taylor.
I'm disappointed in that. Honestly, James Taylor said he would be here, and he ain't even here.
Well, I got a lot of comments still. So
wait a minute. I'm looking back. I see a couple. Okay, I stand.
All right, so we'll come back to that. I stand corrected. If you're here, hit the sub button for Drago. Get him to 23 subs. Yep, do that. Zilla says, hope that Sean Jovi is feeling better. Yep. Darkon's YouTube channel. Yeah. And James messaged me, and James, I will tell you. I'll let you know. We'll let you know when, but I'll give you the magic signals. But let's get to some comments first. Dakota would like to give you some hugs. Yes. Thank you, Kron. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Thank you, Kron. Skulls would like to say you are a warrior. Even if things are roadblocks, you come back stronger. I agree.
Right.
That's very well said. Very, very well said. I couldn't agree with you more. I think Skulls makes a very, very good point.
Look, I may not be a winning wrestler. I may not be the champion anywhere, but I've faced many.
I disagree with that. I think you are the champion for what you've gone through. I mean, no joke. What you have gone through. I mean, that's just really just. I mean, honestly, what you've went through speaks volumes. And I mean, to me, you are a champion.
I get to enjoy myself. Look, I get to travel, which I've never done. And I mean, it costs a lot. Yes, it's expensive, and I have a hard time here and there. But I've never got to travel, and the fact that I get to take my son, Joe Stone, and I get to travel, I've never went as far as as far west as I have ever been. Oh man, maybe Indiana. So to go all the way to Iowa with my son and my brother, like that was awesome. And then Michigan, never being a Buckeye, like it was like, why the fuck would I ever go to Michigan?
But
I'm
really,
going up to
I would
Michigan.
have thought Ohio, Michigan. It's like New York, New Jersey. I would have thought you would have just been there regularly.
No, I've never been out of Ohio that much. I've been to Canada once in my life, been to Florida once in my life, Kentucky a couple times, and a couple times North Carolina. That's it.
Well, you travel. That's more than me. More than me.
But now I'm wrestling. It's like I'm taking my son, and we're not just doing, we're doing his family vacation thing. It's me and him going out and having a fucking blast.
That's pretty cool to be able to have that connection with him. I mean, like I didn't have that, like to go and travel places, I mean, I wasn't a wrestler, I didn't have that with my dad. It was like,
honest to God, I never thought that I would be doing, I never thought that I would be traveling to wrestle. Me and Forsaken have talked about this. So when we won the IMF tag team titles, that was like a childhood dream that we never thought would ever happen. Like that was not in the cards. We knew we were never going to be pro. The best we would ever probably do is indie, because we had families, we had kids, we had job, we had fucking real life, and it was just like, and then it's YouTube stuff, like early 2000s. Like I'm gonna be honest, like I was still in high school in the 90s when I started wrestling, like trying to wrestle. But when I was out of school, and then I started getting books from the library on how to do pro wrestling.
Wow.
I couldn't afford it. I think it was $1,200 to go to a school back then.
Yeah, one of my friends, Chris Urban.
My parents never supported this shit.
Listen. I mean, I told a story a few days ago. I was told I could have been a professional bowler, but to tell my parents, to tell my parents, hey, can you get me bowling lessons and give me a $300 bowling ball in Brooklyn? I was lucky I didn't get the belt. I mean, but they supported me in some things. But yeah, listen, wrestling. My friend Chris Urban is an indie wrestler, and later on in life, he was in the band, did the band thing, but took him 5 years. So yeah, going to a school, and then everybody has $2,000, $3,000 to go around. Everybody has those things, so it's totally understandable.
I mean, my parents were together most of my childhood, but my dad is the only one that really worked. So it was like my mom stayed home, did all the stay-home mom stuff, and then my dad worked all the time. But the thing is, it's like we never really had a whole bunch of money. Sure. We were
middle class.
Yeah, I'm not going to say we were poor, but I didn't have like the video game consoles until like a year or so after they came out. So when the new ones came out, I got the old ones.
Understood.
But it was just, I was okay with that. I grew up perfectly fine with that. Honest to God, growing up.
But you know what? That may have helped you to get through what you were going through, because you appreciated everything. And that's why you are such an inspiration. That's why
I preach that to my son all the time.
Yeah.
Appreciate everything. All the little things, because you never know if you're going to be rich. You never know if you're going to be taken care of. You never know what's going to hit you later in life. Trust me, I thought I was invincible at one point. Like I was never going to get cancer. I would never fucking get any kind of illness. There was nothing going to stop me. I felt like that many times.
Well, you know what? We got a lot of people here in the chat. They want to talk to you. You're invincible right now. Give a sub to DKW. Yes, I agree. Big love, Kron from Ox. Yes. Hello to Skulls. Much love for you, Kron. Yes, we agree. Preach. Definitely agree with that. Can't wait to see you back in the ring soon. Well, we're going to talk about that.
Me too.
Dark Kron is the underground favorite. Yes, I agree with that. Is the underground king. I agree with that. How have you been feeling? You've answered that throughout the show. I'm going to get to that when we get through the chat. I'm going to definitely get through that. I do have to give a big plug to somebody because if I don't do it, I am going to have an issue because he's been listening to our shows. He's got like 53,000 followers on Instagram. He's become a good friend of mine, and his name is Mr. Lane himself, and very accomplished wrestler. And he's a big fan of Sportswire. He tells me he works out to the shows, and I promised I'd give him a plug because he's listening at 4:00 in the morning his time, and. Great guy, and obviously you see him hobnobbing with some different people, and Gangrel, Shane Douglas, Tony Khan. Don't hold that one against him. Yep, Savio Vega. Yes, we have that in common. But
Savio Vega.
A lot of people here. Check him out. He's got an Instagram page. Give him a follow. He'll go to 53,200 and whatever followers. So check him out. And he's a big fan. He's giving me a lot of encouragement and really enjoys the shows. And that's what it's all about. So thank you, Mr. Lane. Definitely give Jagger Lane a follow. And maybe he'll have more followers than Mick Jagger. Kron, if that's a Monster Energy drink, please share. Is it a Monster Energy drink?
It's the only one I drink.
Wow. Well,
orange creamsicle.
There you go.
I don't congratulations. Like any Monster.
Well, you got it. Congratulations, on being inducted into the Hall of Fame again. You definitely deserve it. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well,
I still love you, Zilla, even though you don't give a shit about me.
We're going to get to ROEW. Trust me, I'm getting there. I got a lot of people through the chat, but we're going to talk about that shortly. Thank you, Eddie. And Eddie's got Dooley.com. Let me put up a link for Eddie. Eddie's obviously been talking with a lot of the wrestlers. I know he's been talking.
Yeah, Tom, I wanted to tell you that. I've gotten 8 subscribers, I think, 7 or 8 subscribers since your show where I got 1,000.
Oh, well, congratulations. Well, if you're here right now, go out and go give him a sub. I mean, so if you're here, do me a favor and hit the sub button. I see we have a bunch of people here on YouTube tonight, so go out and hit the sub. So there is James Taylor. I know we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to definitely get there. We're going to definitely get there.
Finally, Boss Man shows up.
And there is Soldier GP. I definitely thought Soldier would show up.
Oh, me, yeah. Oh, me and Soldier, that goes back. At
least not Anthony.
I don't know if you can see. Oh,
yeah.
Look over here.
What's that?
The Soldier shirt.
Oh,
right above Omen.
Well, Omen's not wearing that shirt. You might.
Nope. That shirt's retired.
Well, I'm wearing my Backyard Havoc shirt, which
see. Well, hey.
I told
you I dropped some money into that show that never happened.
Well, Big Man Cam's out of the backyard.
Yeah, I know.
The ghost of Big Man Cam. And yes, give Dakota a sub. Yep, hello. Alex Cross is here. Alex Cross. We're gonna get to ROEW. We're gonna get to the champ. Champ's been very impressive. Again, John Flesher. What they did to
He's on a little winning streak, is he not?
Very big win over John Flesher. I mean, that was a huge win, and sent him packing.
Who the hell is that guy?
Well, you know what? I knew more about him than the other guy who started with a J.
At least you got a decent dude coming out of Indiana, right?
Well, 15,000 on the actual video. 15,000. Nicholas Crenton's here. He would like to say, glad you're doing better, and he may want to have a match with you.
I met him over a year ago.
You met him a few times, obviously. Summer Bash, IMF.
I've known him for over a year now. It's just hard to believe. Not knowing none of these people it's been almost 2 years.
About 2 years, yeah. About 2 years. The IMF came on here the first time about 2 years ago, March 23.
March is 2 years from the time we met them. Like when they physically came out here.
I think James is here. They went on to the Nemesis sessions, I think January of 23. Maybe James will give me a correction on that, but about January 23. So about 2 years.
I'm not sure. I was on right after them, shortly after them.
Yep. Hello to Nicholas Crenton. 17,000, the actual hardcore match. Yeah, that's crazy. 17,000
on the actual match. Yeah.
And speaking of people that you did mention, and say his name like Joe Hendry. Hello to the leader of the House of Wolves, Omen Black.
I'm mad at Omen.
I take back the nice thing I said about Kron since he called me a vulgar phrase, which I want to get to ROEW. I want to get through everybody here in the chat, not the bleeping again. Well, Anthony's not here, so I don't think I need that. But
I may have slipped a couple times. I'm sorry.
No, actually, no. I don't think you did. Actually, no. And we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, Boss Man got my back. There.
We're gonna get to the ROEW.
Boss Man will take care of the chat.
We're gonna get to that. I owe you and Forsaken hugs when I see y'all. Yep.
Definitely.
Give Skulls a follow. Who else we got? Yep. I beat Kron. Well, I'm getting to ROW. I'm going to get to ROW because there's a lot. I know we're going to talk about ROW. Got to give a shout out to Jake Dvorak. Jake's got a big show coming up tomorrow, the All Out War from our friends at NEW. And a bunch of the guys are here. Next weekend's Tyson Spade. Jake is back the following week. So Jake wanted to say hello. Riot in the ring. I mean, any interest in
I
that?
wish I could make that trip for sure.
Unfortunately, you kind of told us your health story. So on this one, we're going to completely understand whatever we get from you. When do we get merchandise?
I mean, I can bring some up.
Well,
next time I take a trip out
James, James is owning ROW. James can put that together.
We'll see.
Put that on the ROWT public page. James can put that together.
May or not be
on the ROW roster. I mean, that seems pretty obvious.
It may or may not be there.
Zilla has a crush on Cash Carter.
Unfortunately.
Zilla with the Cash Carter
Hey, I don't know if you've seen did you watch the match earlier, Zilla?
Oh, Zilla, yes, she was in the chat.
Did you see Cash Carter?
She was in the chat. She was there.
Okay, then you seen his little band on his arm.
She was in the chat. She had to have seen it. I mean, I was there. I was in the show. I was watching it with everyone else.
Zilla's a little groupie for the natural selection. I hate to disappoint her.
I think for some people that was actually an R&B one-hit wonder song from a group, Natural Selection. I don't know if anybody knew that. It was like 1991 or something like that. It came up. I was on my headphones, Sirius XM, and it was Natural Selection. Do Your Own Thing, I think it was, or something like that. My high school was 2020 years ago. Well, that's 25 now. The price hasn't changed, at least in Iowa, 25. Wrestling is my drug. I could certainly see that for a lot of people. Missing IMF shows wrecks me mentally. I need my fix. I agree. Thank you for Jagger. Who else we have here? Natural Selection is the only answer. Going to get there. Be mad at all you want. What are you going to do about it? We're going to get there. Going to get to everybody. James is a lazy. There you go.
That I like the little use. Yeah, that was great.
Just be the old beaten dog you are. Never show up. We're gonna get there. I think we're coming very close to those moments because it's gonna get tenuous here.
I wanted to have a match with him so bad, and then I just gave up on it.
All right, so you know what? I kind of see these same comments here, so I think it's time. Enough with the, past and what you've been up to. ROW. Let's talk about it now because I see you got different people here in the chat. I think they're waiting for it. So you haven't been on ROW TV in a while, and ROW has basically been run by Natural Selection, and they've naturally selected to eliminate everybody. And CJ Black is kind of right now next on the chopping block. Jacob Collins is here, and we saw what Cash Carter did to him. He talked
At least he's back.
We talked about their friendship. Big Man Cam's been run out of town. I mean, there's really nothing that can stop Natural Selection right now. And I have to ask you, what is your thoughts right now about the current state of affairs in ROW?
What the hell was C Money thinking? Why would he follow an Alaskan bullworm like that? What?
It's Cash
Jason
Carter.
Storm is a nut job. Why would you listen to anything that he would say? That's where I'm confused. I had so much respect for C Money. C Money was a big inspiration for me to go to ROW. I mean, I was honored to have the whole prestige match with him and everything. Now it's almost ashamed that I lost to that kid. Are you kidding me? Cash Carter, what the hell is that?
Why do you say that? What's your feelings on that? Why do you feel you have some regrets there? I'd be curious for those that may want to know.
I'm not going to knock this guy can wrestle, the skill level that he has. I'm not. But what are you thinking? Where's your head at? Why would you listen to anything that Jason Storm says?
They all have gold in Natural Selection. Have you noticed that they all have gold? Whether you like them or not, they all have gold.
Alex had that belt handed to him.
He's got the gold, though.
Jason Storm handed him the belt after I beat Jason Storm. Let's not forget the last match that I actually had in ROEW was against Jason Storm for the DKW World Title, and he walked out. And then the next time you see the DKW Championship, it's being handed over to Alex Cross.
Well, he's been transformed. Look at where he was to where he is now, and Jason Storm is here on the screen.
Alex Cross has definitely improved, and I will give him that. But he's definitely never been the sharpest tool in the shed, and that everybody knows that.
Well, what when you were down there, what was your talk, Subin? Did you give him advice? Did you? I mean, I didn't know your relationship with Alex.
I was cool with Alex the first go around out there.
Mm-hmm.
But see, this natural selection, all this happened after my injury. So this all was happening, and I haven't been back since. And when I do get back, I have words.
Are you nervous though about coming back? Because
no,
I mean they've been running everybody out of town. No. I mean CJ Black still doesn't know what to do. I mean you've got Big Man Cam hasn't.
That's another thing.
All right, what do you want to say on that?
For some reason, CJ Black is the only one besides Jacob Collins. CJ Black's the only one that's standing up to natural selection. Where's Forsaken? Where's JX? Nobody else is standing up to these guys.
All right, I'm going to say this on JX. He's supposed to show up in Palo in 2 weeks, but who knows? Who knows there? I mean, I'm sure, objectively speaking, Omen's got opinions on that because that's his supposed to be.
Opinions on Omen, so.
Oh, we'll get there.
Around the world.
But, I mean, look, where is JX? I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting question.
Oh, no, maybe that's the next question that we're all going to have is, where's JX? Is Storm got him locked up somewhere too?
Are you worried, though, about coming back and dealing with this? I mean, look at what he just does here. Look at what he does. This is Indiana's finest talent here. This is some of the very best in Indiana.
Looks good in that singlet, too.
I'll tell you what. I mean, seriously, you have gone through so many things, but this is the very best that Indiana has to offer. I mean, this is some of the very best in the Midwest. I mean, like, are you worried that could be worse than you?
No, I'm watching. I'm studying this. And there's nothing impressive about Alex whatsoever. He's got a decent physique, but what, is he afraid to take the shirt off, or is he not allowed? Is Jason Storm not allowed that?
You know what? Look at what he's doing to Indy. Listen, say what you want. I know they're not big fans of me, but I'll tell you what they're doing to Indiana's finest. I mean.
Oh, well, what's this? Look at this.
They're fighting. Well, you know what? Listen,
I don't know what that was. That
desperate times call for desperate measures. And the good news is that I think we did a background check in ROVW on who John Fletcher was. So thankfully, we could have somebody there in the ring that I think that we all could say, that they're safe, in the ring, and they haven't worked with. Certain things, but that's obviously, one thing at a time, and we're not going to go down that road. But obviously, John Fletcher is an amazing talent, and Alex Cross is disposing him. And you've gone through so much, but this potential comeback, magical comeback, could be all for naught if you get in the crosshairs. You could get in the crosshairs of natural selection.
I'm inviting them. I'm letting everyone know.
Wait.
I'm targeting natural selection.
That's who I want. Did you just say you're inviting them?
I'm inviting them. Let's go.
Inviting them.
Every one of them.
You sure?
Oh, I'm dead serious. I'm ready.
What do you think your brother thinks about them, though?
At this point, I don't care. He's been there. He's been there and done absolutely nothing. He hasn't even showed his face. Cash Carter,
he wants to join the group.
Hell he is. He just beat Forsaken. Forsaken, why are you letting this happen? I don't.
You know what? Look at this is just decimation. This is decimation of some of the very best.
This is unnecessary. This is unnecessary. ROEW is better. This is a prestige champion doing shit like this. Disgrace.
You got the ROEW Midwestern champion, the DKW champion. You got Jason Storm as the world
champion. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but look at what they're doing. I mean, listen, and look at what happened to Jacob Collins last week. Did you see that? I mean, listen, you people have so much affinity for, but you could make one mistake and deal with these guys the wrong way. I mean, I mean, I hate to do it, but I'm going to put it up. I mean, Jacob Collins is here. I hate to do it, but I mean, look at what happened here. And here comes Cash and doesn't even have to say a word. Doesn't even have to say a word what he's about to do. I mean, just, this comeback, this magical comeback that you could have, it could end if you get on these guys' bad side.
You know what? Jacob Collins, I'm sorry I'm not there. I'm sorry for where the position I'm in right now. But just know when I come back, you're not alone.
Not alone.
You're not alone.
Not alone.
I know CJ Black is trying, but you need to. I think we all need, at this time, maybe we need to let CJ Black back in.
I know it's
maybe
tough
we need
for
to
you.
accept the good guy.
Well, you know what? It's tough for you, but listen, look at this.
I can't trust a guy like that.
But look at here. This could be you. This could be you. And this could be all she wrote, to quote Firehouse. This could be all she wrote for you. And this, look at what they're on a whole little, and they're all here right now. But you said, right, that you are inviting Natural Selection. Now, you said you've invited them, right? Is that correct? Just want to make sure. You invited them.
It doesn't matter. Everybody knows you can knock me down over and over, but I never stay down.
And just to confirm, you want to stick to that?
Yeah.
Well, if I said to you right now, I have somebody that would like to, say hello to you and thank you for all that you've done and congratulate you and maybe reevaluate some of your plans and, but based off an open invite, what would you say to that? You sure we can turn it down? It's your show. This has been, certainly a sentimental show. You've been honored. You sure? Because I could say,
welcome you. Let's go.
You sure? Final answer?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Kron, how you feeling there, bud?
I'm great.
Talking about a big return, eh?
Oh yeah.
Well,
I'm ready.
I got
100%.
5 minutes. I granted Tom 5 minutes of my time, and I just wanted to come on here and give you a little advice because I've been listening to what you've had to say on the show. You've been real disrespectful talking about Natural Selection, and I just wanted to offer this to you because I hear you're 100%, according to you, ready to come back into the ring. And let me just tell you, Iowa looks real good right now for you because if you show up in ROEW, if you show up and try to confront Natural Selection, I don't care what you've been through, inside the ring, outside the ring, your worst battle is yet to come if you step to me.
Ooh. I look forward to it. I accept any and every challenge. I'm not afraid of any challenge that stands in front of me because I invite it. I like that challenge. And you think you're going to be I faced the boogeyman of the backyard in a steel cage.
He beat him, though. He did beat him. He rejected I know he's not a fan of me, but he beat him, though. He did beat him.
Yeah, you talk about the boogeyman, who Omen recently, I kind of like what he's got going on, but nevertheless, I defeated the boogeyman with a separated damn shoulder and took your world championship away. Yours. And you haven't been able to touch it since. You haven't even been able to get near the DKW championship. Your company folded.
Wait. What was my last match? Jason, did we not have a match for that DKW title? And what did you do? You ran. You ran away in the middle of the match.
Ran away.
You
the
ran
leader
away.
Of National Selection, the puppet master, the ROEW champion of the world, runs from nobody. You're lucky that I got Oh my fucking God.
Oh, boss
Jason. I got to say something to you, man. Tom, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. This is an ROEW moment. I know you haven't been wanting me on lately, but I'm sorry. I have to say something to Mr. Baldhead over here. I've been listening to your crap over the past couple of months, and one thing I've noticed that you say more than anything is that you're the best wrestler in the community and the world today. Is that correct? Just because you got
I have
that
the top
8 pounds of gold
in all of wrestling and all of underground wrestling, Mr. Taylor? Do I have your company's flagship on my shoulder day in and day out? Do I represent ROEW more than you ever have and ever will? All the way from the South because you're a dumb hillbilly piece of shit? Answer that.
The only reason you're the ROEW champion, son, is because I allow it. That's why.
If it wasn't for Jack Delta getting hurt, you wouldn't be the champion. You know that.
Yeah. You were in the right place at the right time. Maybe I'm the one that's pulling the strings. Because, I mean, I always got a backup plan. And as much ahead as you think that you are, I'm always 2 steps ahead of you, Jack. You think you're the best wrestler in the world today. One of these days, somebody's going to come through that curtain and knock your damn head off, and there ain't going to be nothing you can do about it.
It won't be James Taylor.
Well, what's that famous 3 words I say? Never say never, kid.
It's 4. It's
no,
4.
That's 4. Right.
Learn how to count, dipshit.
Yeah, and the last guy who said that, I showed him what's up. So you keep running your mouth, and you're going to get more than what you're begging for, I promise you.
You know, James, as good as it is to see you, I'd like to address something Kron said, actually. What was that last thing you just said, Kron? Say it again.
You are holding the greatest title in the underground scene. The most prestigious title.
And my boss on this show, not only last time, when I headlined Sportzwire, the biggest, I don't want to say the biggest, but damn near one of the biggest draws in Sportzwire history.
It was actually.
James comes on here tonight to disrespect me. It seems like you have an obsession, James. Why can't you just represent your champion with honor? Why can't you call me the top guy like I am? I'm your champion.
You can't be the top guy. You don't know how to represent the company. You're making this company a disgrace. We don't want you as a champion. You got a bunch of pound puppies just like Omen.
In and out every week on ROEW TV. Show up more than anybody. More than anybody. I was there tonight. I was on Face Off. Where were you, Kron?
He was in the chat, though. He was in the chat.
I was in the chat. I was just as close to that ring as you were.
You know, you are the ROEW World Heavyweight Champion. I congratulated you on that already months ago, Jason. Congratulations. You're the champion. And as long as you continue to say you're the best wrestler, all I ask is that you back it up. Back it up. Show the world that you are the best wrestler and quit trying to backdoor your way to a victory. Quit trying to take the easy way out. Quit trying to be a martyr in this business because you're not. You're the biggest piece of crap I've ever seen in my life, but you are, however, the ROEW World Heavyweight Champion. But for how much longer, Jason? Because you've held it for so many months now, the clock's just ticking until somebody decides to take that from you. But if you continue to raise hell in my company, piss me off, and do the stupid narcissistic shit you've been doing, I will, like I said before, like never before, make your life a living hell. I can guarantee you that. So don't mess with the boss.
Well, James, unfortunately, I didn't want to do it, but I have to agree with Kron on one thing. I accept all invitations because until you step through that curtain, ROEW is my show. ROEW is natural selection. I'm gonna have to cut you off. I'm the damn leader. I'm the puppet master, and I call the damn shots.
Time out, you bald.
Go ahead, James. All right, James. I'll time out. Go ahead, James.
Time out. You son bitch. Listen.
Well, I have to go like this then. But go ahead.
You don't run nothing because I already have. Let's just say I might already have somebody that's kind of keeping an eye on things for me up there in Michigan while I'm down here at home. Maybe I've got somebody on the side that you don't know about, but I don't know.
On the side?
All I say is just watch your back. You might want to grow some little beady eyes in the back of your head because you think you pull the strings, but Jack, you really, really don't. And I'm always going to be 2 steps ahead of you. However, Mr. Kron, it's so great to see you. I can't wait till you're back on ROEW television. I can't wait to see you hopefully one day gain the DKW title back from that little punk Alex Cross.
But
Dude,
did you see what he did
better?
to the Indiana's best talent, though? Did you not see what he did to Indiana's finest? Very impressive.
Let me remind everyone that gentleman, John Flesher, 6-year independent veteran.
He was actually in the Indies. He was actually in the Indies. I mean, he actually was there, and there's actually footage of him in the Indies, and he didn't pay to meet a WWE
I got something
wrestler.
for you.
It was really hard not to sign him. I did have to sign him, though. I will admit that. Alex Cross was in the fight of his life. But
This is actually 5 years of high school collegiate wrestling.
Uh-oh.
He probably would.
He's actually been a state qualifier.
He's growing his hair, too.
Wrestling.
He's growing his hair.
Jason,
you want to talk about wrestling attributes, and this is one thing I have wanted to say for a long time, Tom. There's a lot of guys in the yard that say they got training or they've done this for 10, 20, 15 years.
Going down that road, but
this kid right here has more talent than half of those guys do. And he don't claim that he's done any wrestling.
And then you can't say, well, I'm on a ring. I can't be on a ring. No, he's actually just done the work. You know,
this dude is bumped on the ground. He's been on the mats in the high school gym.
Yep.
He's been in a ring. Have you fucked around on trampoline?
I think he was on a trampoline. He was on a trampoline.
He's been on it. It doesn't matter. He's done it all. And like I hear all these excuses from all these other people here, there, they can't do that.
I can't afford it. I said this. I said that. Yeah, I got it.
You can wrestle. I mean, Jason, sorry, but I'm sure you've wrestled on the freaking ground before. James, I know you have.
I have.
If you are a backyard wrestler, you have taken bumps on the ground. Don't be a bitch.
But I'm above.
That's what a real backyard wrestler is. To me, in my eyes, backyard wrestling is bumping on the ground. That's what backyard wrestling is. Not a trampoline. And look, I'm not hating on all you trampoline guys because I know that was a big thing.
I am.
I personally do not like it. I think it's dangerous as hell. It's so out of control. And it's hard to follow. It's hard to do any storytelling in that. But that's all I had to say. You can go the fuck away now. There's Joe Stone.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Welcome back, Joe.
You're not going to give him a round of applause, Jason?
When you're on, it seems like you call the shots around here. So go ahead.
Just remember, Jason, this is my show.
What's the matter, Storm?
I agree. And actually, unlike James, I don't want to steal your spotlight. So I'm going to leave, but I want to give you a message. I want to give you a parting message. Just a reminder.
I invited you on.
And I do appreciate the hospitality, Tom. I appreciate the hospitality as well. Since our last scuffle, seems like we buried the hatchet. We're good. I like the mutton chops. They're looking good.
Thank you.
Ron, all I want to say, despite what James thinks, despite what anybody thinks. Oh, and actually, let's address what I was going to address originally, what you really said. It wasn't about me being a champion. It was that I wouldn't be champion if Jack Delta didn't get hurt. And let's do the math. Jack Delta couldn't beat Big Man Cam. But I beat Big Man Cam 1, 2, 3.
And he's been gone since. You know, I haven't seen. Is he alive? Is he okay, Big Man Cam?
Big Man Cam is sleeping with the fishes where he belongs.
I don't know. Jason likes to kidnap some guys and lock them up in his basement.
My parting advice to you, despite what James thinks, despite what anybody thinks, if they think I'm a joke, if they think Alex Cross is a joke, if they think Cash Carter's a joke, it doesn't matter. If you show up to ROEW, you're showing up to my show. And you're going to see why.
It's my show.
Why? All these people show up to face me and don't come back.
That's right.
They don't return. Well, I'm legit. I kick people's. I know Tom's bleeping shit out, so I won't even say it. But
if you can say, I'll just go. Like, I'll just do it.
There you go. Thank you. But I will hurt you for real. Stay away.
Champ, I should let you know that if you want, we'll give you an open invitation Sunday night because Mr. Taylor's here after the Super Bowl. So if you feel the need.
And before Storm dips out, just know that Joe Stone has challenged him 3 times for that DKW championship, and he never showed. Remember that?
You're scared, Jason.
You remember Summer Bash? Remember Backyard Havoc?
Probably lost in the mail. Who didn't challenge me for Havoc?
Certified
Fucking Owen
letters,
wanted
you know.
me, Trey
True.
wanted me. Soju
True.
wanted me. Who did?
Yep.
I would have had to wrestle 10 damn matches for that
You're
stupid
right.
championship.
I will say that everybody wanted Storm at Havoc for some reason.
Best damn
That's
wrestler
because
on the planet.
Jason Storm
He's
has
got
ass
the
whipping written all
championship
over him.
that everybody
Maybe
wants.
that's it.
He's got it. He's got the title
Yeah.
that everybody
I
wants.
think it's right across his bald ass head right there.
That-
Kick my
I will
ass.
see you Sunday because you always want to interrupt me on Sportswire. Boy, I can't wait for the role to reverse. I will see you Sunday after the Super Bowl. Tom, have a good night.
See you Sunday.
Ron, stay
See you
out of my
Sunday,
damn
sir.
business.
And that was Jason Storm, who is going to be here at some point Sunday night as
He's
James
all
Taylor
up and down.
returns. James, your second consecutive year after the big game, we have you here. We turned down Taylor and Travis. We wanted you to be here instead, and you're back Sunday where you belong.
Do you really want me here, Tom?
Yeah, I Taylor and Travis. I said I don't want to see any more of the
You
red
said
dress.
to hell with them, huh? Okay.
Yes, don't want to see Taylor's red dress. There's not much there at the top and very little in the back. So let's just see.
Well, for the record, I'm not here to steal no spotlight, but Mr. Kron said he wanted me to come on here, so
He
that's why I
did.
came on.
And just to let you know, Mr. Black, by the way, did say that my championship is more prestigious and more sought after, but it's okay to be second place in Michigan.
That's real cute. That's real
And-
cute.
Well,
But
maybe
it
I'll
seems-
also,
it-
you better
it
watch
seems
your
like-
mouth.
too.
Better watch your
Just
mouth.
saying.
Ron. Omen wants to say you better watch your mouth. Better watch your mouth.
But he won't tell me to watch my mouth.
Well, you're not being addressed.
Hey,
Dark Khan kept
so-
addressing Omen Black.
This is what I'll say.
And hello to Comatose, by the way.
This is what I'll say to Omen right now. Remember, I faced Soulja for the first time. He kicked my ass. He beat me. He took my title. But the next time I met him one-on-one, I walked away with that title. I won. So, yeah, you did beat me in the cage the first time. Maybe we should run it back.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. Summer Bash is coming up.
You know what? It's crazy as it sounds. We're actually in February now. So although we're all getting storms across the country, not Jason's storm, but winter storms.
It's in Iowa this year. So
I heard, and
I'm just saying it's a thought. Maybe I could put that out there.
well, I mean, you're.
I'm sure James would love to have that IMF World title in ROEW.
Oh, it'd do a justice to have that title over in ROEW.
Why don't I
The
just have both?
best and greatest underground wrestling promotion.
Could
in
you
the world
imagine
today.
if I had the DKW, ROEW, and IMF World title?
Mhm.
I think I'd have to retire.
Triple crown?
It would be I was going to say the same thing. You'd be the triple
I think
crown.
I'd have to retire.
Well, then you would have to go out on top.
No, I'd have to go win the Riot. I have to go win the Riot.
There's just no stopping you at this point.
Riot what?
Riot in the ring.
And I think this is toward Mr. Kron. Name the place you SOB.
Oh, I did.
Summer Bash, right?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You're going to be there.
I'll be there.
You're
say
naturally
it now.
selected to be there.
I'll be
That's
there.
good.
I want to be at Summer Bash. What is it?
Oh,
3 days this year?
I think
Right?
so. I think it's 3.
3 days?
It's 3.
I want to be there.
Well, you hosted it twice, so you should be there. You don't have to host
we
it.
had 2 days. We had 2 days the first year, and we had 3 days last year.
Yeah, well, it really felt like 5 though.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's too bad. It's too bad that Omen
And
Black
Trey Mysticality, a name that I owe an appearance to, said trying to fall asleep. So I figured I'd listen to James Taylor talk for a little bit. Somebody that's, maybe could see down the road.
Sorry, James. You don't put me to sleep. I don't know.
Trey, never heard of him.
I've heard of him.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. Well,
It's too bad that Omen Black and Soldier GP aren't a team no more because, I mean, hell, what would have been a hell of a tag team match would be the Foundation, Soldier GP, and Omen Black versus Dark Kron and the Nemesis James Taylor.
but Dark
That
Kron's
probably
a
would have been hell of
Foundation
match.
member, though. He is Foundation, though. He's in the Foundation still.
Yeah, but if he worked with the Tyrant King, he wouldn't have to worry about no Foundation.
Well, at least the good news was, James, that Dark Kron had the door locked, and Joe Stone was the one that came by rather than what happened to poor Sean Jovi.
That's a damn shame.
Or Saturday's episode where Anthony Steele, well, what you were a part of.
I watch my back. I'm
Thankfully,
always
this
watching
episode's been much more tamer tonight, James. A much more tamer, respectful episode compared to last
I don't
Saturday.
got nobody in here, hopefully, that's going to jump me. So,
And we don't have to worry about the beat button too much because, Anthony was obviously.
I always got the boogeyman staring at me.
Well, the boogeyman knows where you live. He has been to your home many times, so he actually
then I
could
got
be there.
Soldier up there staring at
Are
me.
you worried though, Dark Kron? Omen does know where you live. He's been to your home, and you'll choke just like you do.
You know what? Like I said, I invited.
And there is.
But hey, I'll go to him.
There he is.
I'll go to him. There's Yoshi.
There's Yoshi. Yoshi wouldn't miss it for the world. The martial arts coverage.
Oh, I was asking about you earlier.
Yes, and Ace was here. I'm sure.
Yep, Ace was here.
Ace was here, and James was here, and Jason Storm was here, who will be back, by the way. We'll be back on Sunday.
I'm a little disappointed.
And what? No, Jason Storm?
Tribal Cheese isn't here.
Well, it's 3:23 UK time.
I know.
I sent him the link. He'll probably watch it on the replay. He might be asleep. The Tribal Cheese might have had too many pieces of cheese and then, took a nap. Because cheese has like one of those things that makes you tired, right? Yes, James.
Oh, it's just the Tribal Cheese.
Oh, I was gonna say you wanted to say something. I'm like, but boy, it's gonna be quite a show coming up on Sunday after the big game. You're gonna be here, and Kron, start locking your doors since Omen does know where you live. I would certainly make sure of that. You make sure that you've got security.
I'll lock my doors.
ADT, if that's such a thing still, and whoever else. And
my driveway's like a quarter mile, so if you make it up there before I see you, then I guess you're lucky enough.
But they got House of Wolves though. They got House of Wolves now. Jordan Nets and Jason.
I'm not
Myers
scared of the pound puppies. They can
home,
go.
though. Jordan and Jason know where you live. They definitely have been there.
Him and his pound puppies can go somewhere else.
Wow, very confident, Dark Kron tonight. Very confident. Just and hello to Abrams.
I don't mind being a good guy, but look, you can only go so far until you break, and I'm getting tired of being pushed around.
Well, you know what? Natural selection has been pushing everybody around, James. Yeah. I'm going to be asking you a lot about that on Sunday's show. We're going to be getting in depth with that. What is the future? CJ Black, what do you think there? He's had very tough decisions. Jacob Collins, will we see him again?
I need to have a conversation with CJ Black.
That's going to be a big topic of discussion on Sunday's show, and I will avoid Anthony Steele talk to you because you definitely did not seem too thrilled about him last week. That's what I do. That's what I do. Maybe I'll ask you about Justin Parsley, who's been unparsley quiet like here of late these last few. Maybe I'll ask you about him, what his future is. Does he still have a job in ROEW? Maybe he's naturally selected to not have confrontation with maybe natural selection, or maybe ask you about Aaron Blaze. I know some people have opinions about Aaron Blaze. I'll ask you an opinion about Aaron Blaze on Sunday's show. A lot to talk about with you on.
No comment.
And by the way, breaking news, it's official. Dark Kron will get a IMF world title shot at Summer Bash. On one catch. Let's see if Omen Black will be able to keep his title that long. If somehow, in some way he does, this match will be a flaming tables match. Mr. Kron, listen, Mr. Kron, we can obviously change, naturally select to maybe not have this match, not have the career potentially go up in smoke. You sure you want this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you're going to get it.
Tables? All right.
Power to you. More power to
you. Figuratively and literally. James Taylor always throwing shots. Show up again. Run it back one-on-one. I already know your answer. Never say never, kid. Go yourself.
Oh, he already said it. It's going to be that ain't going to work for me.
That's real tough coming from somebody like Soldier, who also lost to Justin Parsley. So, I mean, it wasn't just me that got counted 1, 2, 3. It was you too, you big bastard.
Well, so in this case,
lost Parsley.
So in this case, you're, I guess, maybe sympathetic with Omen Black and those House of Wolves towards Soldier from your vantage point.
I don't give a crap about all that because that's just a bunch of kiddie drama to me. The only person in IMF I still got a problem with is Soldier GP, and he knows it.
I thought you had a problem with Anthony Steele.
I back up every word I say.
I thought you had a problem with Anthony Steele. And that's
James got a problem with everybody.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a problem with you.
That's a whole other entity. It's three guys.
Summer Bash
Anthony
is at
Steele.
the Palo Community Center. I believe it's in Palo, right? In Palo, Iowa this year.
I don't
And
know if
it'll
it's going to be at the Palo Community Center.
maybe somewhere else. It's in Iowa.
It's in Iowa, yeah.
Okay, I'll send him the authorities' information when we're off the air.
There you go.
And my stunner kept you down for a 3.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, you escaped my stunner because I didn't hit you with it, and if I did,
Hey, what did you
your ass would
rate
be
Cash
out
Carter's
still.
stunner?
Huh?
What did you rate Cash Carter's stunner?
3 out of 10. But the guy who sold it, Mr. Black, I gave that a 10 out of 10. That was a good sell.
Yeah, oh, that was a good sell. The
And
spin
Kron
and
will be the first man to beat Omen in a tables match where his record has been something short of amazing.
That sounds
And
awesome right
you
there.
are correct, by the way. It is at the you know what? Omen Black
Oh, shit.
in his territory. That's why I said, Mr. Kron, you sure you want to do this? Because of his compound. That means you're going to see House of Wolves staff. House of Wolves will have the numbers game. I mean, you sure you can do this? I would say maybe think about it. Maybe just stay in the ROEW arena when you return. Maybe just deal with Jason Storm instead.
Maybe I should round up some of the ROEW roster members and go down there and invade Summer Bash.
Well, you got
maybe I need a little bit of backup.
You got Alex Cross. You got Cash Carter.
Nope.
You got CJ Black. Who's, by the way, CJ Black is going to be in the Palo Community Center coming up 2 weeks from tomorrow. He's going to be there. You got some big names. How about Kyle Shelby?
Forward to that.
You got Kyle Shelby.
Palo?
Kyle Shelby could be a name to go down there. He's been training, working hard. Maybe John Flesher. You got some names.
Give me CJ.
I would say CJ, Kyle, and John Flesher. I'll go Kron. I'll go Joe.
Give me Forsaken. Can I get Forsaken?
Forsaken, Kron, Shelby, and Flesher. That's my 4 with CJ as a 5, as the 5th man.
I don't want Fletcher kept covering me.
And maybe the boss will come with him.
I forgot about that. I thought maybe you were going to just send them over and just, sit on the beach somewhere.
Nah.
So is that just the joke that James Taylor doesn't show up when I do? I do.
What I would say is that you're busy running ROEW to record new highs and that maybe you're on business meetings every day.
And
what if he shows up with me?
When I do show up, it always matters.
And by the way, I got to give a big plug. Big plug. We got Blade Tuesday, 3:30. The legendary Blade is returning to the yard. He's back 3:30 p.m. Your first time on Sportswire, coming back to the yard. I think later next week he'll be here on Sportswire for the first time. Very excited about that. A great conversation with him on Instagram. So you'll get me a couple of more times next week in the afternoon. Then after that, you're not going to see me in the afternoon for a while. So you better see me in the afternoon while you can. So I'm excited.
I like afternoon shows. I go to work at 6 and get off at 6 a.m.
Well. Yeah, you get up and you see me there. Yeah,
yep.
One of the people. We have the British. We do it for the British. We have a couple of the British shows still ahead, so we'll do that. And Blade's going to be. I'm very excited about that. He's going to be here, and Kyle Shelby respectfully has a punchable face. Respectfully, he said, by the way. And James is busy trying to learn how to spell. And Omen would like to remind you that cancer is going to be the least of your issues at Summer Bash. The least.
I'll probably beat cancer by then, and then I'll beat your ass.
I think you're going to beat cancer. I definitely think you're beating cancer. That's, to me, a given. But this Flaming Tables match in the House of Wolves compound, I don't know.
I'm not worried about it.
You're not?
Because if I had the things that I've done in my past, I've already done many Flaming Tables. They don't bother me. I'm not afraid of them.
The tables.
And I've already faced Omen in a steel cage.
You have done that. You have faced Omen many times. You guys know each other. But this is a different Omen. This is not the Omen Black you once faced. This is an Omen Black.
The Omen that I faced in the cage was the leader of House of Wolves.
But this one's different because he's on a whole nother level. Yes, there was House of Wolves then, but this House of Wolves incarnation, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it.
He's got Ox McCoy.
And he's got Anthony Steele, the most controversial figure in wrestling history, who that's what I do.
And I've beaten him. So,
but he said he's beaten you too.
Doesn't matter he's beaten me, but I've beaten him. And I want to take a note something he said the other night.
Okay.
If you really go back and listen to it on your show, he said when he was talking to me, he's like, that's why when we were in the same arena the same night, my match got more views than yours did. Bullshit. His match with Joby, with all due respect, got maybe 400 views. But you look at the triple threat with me, Justin Parsley, and Soldier GP, it got just around 2,000 views. So eat that, Anthony Steele.
He said well, Anthony might be eating it. You know that he may
he'll
show
be
up.
eating it. Just like
Now,
he's gonna
do
eat
you
another
think that
stunner
he'll
the next
show
time I
up
see him.
Sunday? Do you think that he'll show up Sunday though? Don't have
It
him
wouldn't
here.
surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if he did.
But would you tell him that maybe he should have a different plan on Sunday, or you want him to show up?
Oh, I don't care. I don't
Oh,
care.
good enough. Season 3, episode 3 of the IMF Flaming Tables. Yeah, that could be a good episode name. And we're gonna definitely figure that out after that. Battle Force is the martial arts project that Yoshi is working on. We're excited about that. And James is busy trying to learn how to spell.
What are you trying to spell, James?
Jason Storm. How do you spell dumbass? I don't know. So J. I don't know. Yeah, that's
So.
that's
All right.
it
So,
is.
is there anything else that you guys want to talk about here in terms of what's been on the agenda? And to remind people, Mr. Kron, 2024 Sportswire Radio Most Inspirational Wrestler of the Year, inducted into the Hall of Fame once again for being the host of Summer Bash, and 1,000 subscribers on the DKW channel. So we gave him those awards. We'll give it to him off the air. And speaking of people that do want to say something, the man that wouldn't miss this for the world, the evil angel Judas, who wouldn't miss this for the world. A man you had some history with. And boy, people are wondering, maybe you have to get through him before you got to get through Jason Storm.
Think he'll ever show back up in the ROEW ring?
I would have to ask him that question.
Who, Judas?
Yeah, the evil angel. He's evil.
Well,
Isn't the Holden Holloway
he's more
supposed
than
to be a
welcome to
part of
come
that
back.
natural selection or whatever?
Well,
Holden Holloway.
they got Cash Carter right now. Listen, they got Cash Carter. I don't know what the future of Holden
Oh,
Holloway
so they upgraded. Okay, my bad.
I didn't say that. I didn't quite say that, but
I'm not going to take anything away from C Money because he is a hell of a wrestler.
It's
C
Cash
Money.
Carter.
I like C
Yeah,
Money.
C Money. But anyway.
C Money needs to leave natural selection, don't you think?
Right.
But he did it. He's not in the group. It's Cash Carter.
But that's not who I'm writing paychecks to. I'm writing paychecks
so when
to
you're writing the check, so when you write the check out to the ROEW talent,
it's still C Money.
The ROEW Prestige Champion that was crowned, the first ever, is C Money. That's who
now
I
when you write the check out.
And I also got to say, this Prestige Champion ain't very prestige-like.
So when you're writing the checks out to CJ Black, does it say the good guy, the 7-star superstar? Or does it just say CJ?
Oh, it just says CJ. That's all it's ever said.
Would you ever write a check to Anthony Steele at ROEW though?
I'd give him a tryout. You know, if he passes the tryout and he can impress the talent and the roster members and show that he's got class, then yeah, maybe I might pay him something.
He might be better than some.
Oh, I think. Listen, but. Well, we'll have to find out. Thank you, Yoshi. Yoshi will be back on Sportswire soon with a new project. We'll do that in the next few weeks. But, I mean, so anything else you fellas want to talk about? Obviously, we've had quite a show, and Jason Storm was here, said what he had to say. We've had comments from Omen Black. I mean, James Taylor has returned to Sportswire. He's back once again after the big game. The minute the big game's over, James Taylor is here, and he's going to have plenty to say, especially in the world of RBW. And Jason Storm's already going to be here, and I'm sure Anthony's going to be here and say, link, please, and that's what I do. And then James and Anthony are going to talk, and then who knows, whatever else. And then I'm sure everybody will be watching, and maybe it'll be more exciting than the Chiefs and the Eagles this year, which I know, James, you're not worried about that. You're not watching.
Who's really excited about the Super Bowl? Let's be honest.
Just
I'll be watching it. I mean, obviously, I'll be waiting for James Taylor to come onto sports. I'll be counting down, but I'll be watching the
James,
game.
you can't come on soon enough.
I'm rooting for the Eagles. I'm going for the Eagles.
I'm honestly rooting for the Eagles too, but
I'm rooting for the Eagles.
I'm rooting for my cats to have fun that day.
Oh,
I'm
that's
not a
nice of
football
you.
guy.
That's nice
But
of you.
hey,
But
that's another story.
I'm rooting for my return.
But the good news is you're an RBW guy, which I'm very excited about that. Very excited about that. And maybe we'll ask you about Justin Parsley. He's been auspiciously quiet these last several weeks. Very quiet.
That's a guy I want to get in the ring with before.
Maybe Omen Black has gotten to him too.
I hope
Just
not.
saying. Just saying.
Wasn't he joining the foundation last I seen?
I don't know if they Drago didn't seem like he technically counted him as a member.
No.
Drago and I have to say this before we move on to final things. The entire Sportswire episode of James and Anthony, when he does come on, will be like this.
You're probably right.
Pretty much. Anthony will be on and go talk over you, and you'll try to get a word, and you'll smile, and then
Nobody will get a word in.
We'll just click the beat button the whole night, and then James will lose.
You
And,
should make a
Kansas-
separate YouTube channel and call it Sportswire After Dark.
After hours.
I don't know.
Grab a bottle of tequila, sit down.
That's Drink Champ. So I think with this point, listen, people, there are certain shows people tune into, and there are other shows that people tune into, and let them figure out what they want to tune into. But we've obviously done a lot. What a show. We've certainly ran the gauntlet tonight. I want to give James by the way, let's get to a few more comments before I do that. Hello to Judas. If Kansas City and Mahomes win a third straight, I'm not watching a single game of the NFL next season. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that on Facebook. I mean, I'll ask Blade about that on Tuesday. I'll give him his thoughts on that Tuesday afternoon. I mean, I don't know. Can Kansas City stop winning? I swear it's rigged. Yeah, I'm sure if I do football in a little while, that'll be a topic. Hello to Zilla. Yep. So yeah, all right. So we'll come back to some of that. I mean, before we move on to end the show, and is there anything else you want to say, James, or anything else on your chest that you need to get off?
ROEW 2025 Underground is going to be the biggest year. Just stay tuned. Like I always say, we always bring you the best in all of Underground and wrestling. And I know there was a little comment about being second best, but we're really not. It's not second best. It's actually the best. That's why everybody wants to come to ROEW. As much as IMF is doing their thing and climbing the mountain, that's great. But as long as you're climbing that mountain, we're always going to be on top, sweetheart. I promise you that. Because that's what I said, and that's what everybody else that's in ROEW that wants to be a part of ROEW agrees with. ROEW is the hot topic right now. And Jason Storm, how long will he be champion? Granted, he has been a pretty dominant champion so far. He needs to. I just honestly can't wait to see CJ Black hopefully get his hands on Jason Storm, and whenever that bottle explodes, we're all going to be in shock. I know
that bottle explodes.
James Taylor, he ain't defended that title against nobody. He ain't no champion. He's a chump.
He ran Big Man Cam out of town, though. He did run him out of town.
I was trying to butter him up, make him feel better about himself before he went to sleep. But you're right. You're absolutely right, Kron. I apologize. I'm just slow, I guess, because I'm older.
He irks me.
But I appreciate all the support from you, Tom, and everybody that takes and watches ROEW and appreciates it.
I was in the chat today. I was enjoying the show. The 12 minutes of it. John. Great signing, John Flesher. Very, very happy to see John Flesher.
I was super excited to have him there. Yes, but I cannot wait for the return of Dark Kron.
Oh, yes.
When Dark Kron returns to ROEW, you can bet your ass it's going to be one hell of a show. And like I said, 2025 is really still just getting started. The tires on the pavement are peeling out right now. Wait till we start taking off, Tom.
And before I let Mr. Kron have final words, management is here. James wants to invade us. Bring it on, you midget from the Bubblegum Guild. Not my words, by the way. I'll set you a call with Ed later. Management have met and decided if ROEW wants to show up to Summer Bash, then you know what it is. Just kidding. And Jason Storm said, Zilla, thank you for recognizing greatness. And Dirty is here. If ROEW thinks they can run their mouths about an invasion, then it shall be a dirty effing day for them.
Well, I mean, Dirty, you might, of all people, would probably want that if you got the House of Wolves sitting there invading your shit, because last time I was there, you were laying flat on your ass from a choke slam from Omen Black.
Yeah, so, we were talking about invading and taking care of House of Wolves here.
Yeah,
well, maybe you know what time it is. I mean, we'll have to find out. And thank you, Mr. Matsuda, and very much agreed. We bless everyone, and thank you everybody for tuning in. And yes, and return of Mr. Kron in 2025. And I'll give you some last words here, Mr. Kron, on a rather interesting evening. I'm going to pass the baton to you, and anything else you'd like to plug, share, or say, and fire away, my friend.
Stay tuned to ROEW. That's where it's going to be at. Like I said, and in my clip earlier on my channel, I'm looking to get out there this year. This could be my last year, so I'm trying to get what I can. And I want to get some matches in. I want to get some feuds, some stories in. There's a lot of things I want to do. The channel, we've reached 1,000 subscribers. I just need to do something video wise, and I've got some ideas, but I'm open to suggestions. Like what does everybody want to see on there? I don't have a wrestling ring anymore, so it's like,
well, I mean, why don't you?
The ROEW house is always a good place to film.
Why don't you, talk to some of your fellow wrestlers and maybe?
That's what I kind of would like to do. That I would like to set up a show.
You want to take over for me on Sportswire? You could do that. You could take over for me on Sportswire.
No, you have to stay here.
I don't know.
You have to stay.
Maybe you can have matches that you wrestled and watch it along with the wrestlers.
The Nemesis session type deal where we could sit down and talk about our travels.
Yeah, Comatose has done something like that. I think it's similar vibe. I think that I know Aries. Yeah, go ahead.
I got an idea. I'll run by you when we're off the air.
We'll be off the air soon for that. And
honestly, I talked to a couple of guys at ROEW. We've thought about.
Well, they know. Yeah, ROEW knows what's up. They'll figure it out.
We talked about it, something.
I'll meet you at the doors. I'll connect you to Ed. I'll connect you to him off the. I'll give you his telephone number. And follow DKW on YouTube. If you're here, still a bunch of you on YouTube. Go hit the sub button for them, and we'll see what the future is. Obviously, Mr. Kron's got a lot to ponder and what he does when exactly, but definitely a roller coaster show, but wouldn't have had it any other way. And there you have it. He is our 2024 most inspirational wrestler of the year. He is also
that probably means the most to me right there, Tom.
Well, you deserved it. You deserved it. Yeah. And Yoshimatsu Matsuda, Nemesis Sessions. If you need a guest, hit my line. Yeah, he just did Comatose. He did Comatose's show. He did Comatose's about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, there's people out there, and who knows? We'll I'm sure see some different things. We'll talk about that off the air. And my friends, congratulations, especially for you, Mr. Kron, and great stuff. And thank you for all that you do for us. And we're looking forward to. You know what time it is when you return to the ring. And James, we'll definitely know what time it is right after the big game. And James will be here. Figure. I don't know, 10 o'clock, probably about 10 o'clock, 10:15, something like that Eastern time. And I'm sure you'll have plenty to say. And Jason Storm's already stopping by. And you know that Anthony's going to be here. He doesn't even have to say anything. He's going to be back. He's been very quiet.
The door's open. Let him on in.
And you'll slam the door. I see. And
how about Kron?
I've been wanting to beat Steele's ass. So just saying, I would gladly.
If he's available, listen. For Kron, he could show up every day on Sportswire. I had no problem with that.
You're invited if you want to show up that night if you're not doing anything.
I ain't doing nothing.
Well, then we'll see you.
My life is right here.
Oh, then we'll see you. We'll see you Sunday. And congratulations, Kron, and thank you, Dakota. Hit the sub button for Dakota. And fellas, great stuff. A lot of fun. Looking forward to what's ahead on Sunday. And we'll also have Osiris of ESW will be here tomorrow night. Osiris, the legendary Osiris, returns. Going to ask him. He's got a new Twitch channel. He's also on talking about video games. He's doing live streams and a bunch of other things. So check
about doing something like that.
You could try that maybe. That'd be fun.
WWE 2K25 or whatever.
That's what he's done. Yep, you can definitely check that out. And we're on Twitch on Sportswire, so I'll put my Twitch link in there. And I'm actually moving up to 50 followers, so do that. Congratulations again, yes. And thank you, Drago, for all that you do for us. And that's the Sportswire page. Yes, there we go. We're at 29 followers. If you want to follow me on Twitch, put me at 30. If not, I'm on YouTube. Plenty of followers there. But, fellas, great stuff. Thank you for all that you do for us, Mr. Kron. Certainly so good to have you back on a platform you helped build. And
thank you so
wouldn't
much,
be here without you and all the things you've done. And, James, welcome back. It's been a while. Only been a week, but it's still been a funny.
Always good to see James.
James is back, and he's going to have plenty to say Sunday. I can't wait for it. But this is Kron, the legendary Kron, of course, a founding father of the All Wrestling Matters movement, one of the hosts of Summer Bash, also the once again inducted member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame for being the host of Summer Bash for 2 years and also reaching 1,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. And it's James Taylor, the owner of ROEW, the legendary Nemesis, one of the all-time greats with 130,000 plus followers on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok combined, and our friends in Roseburg, Oregon. Wanted to say hi, thank you to either RTG or RJS. I'll be here maybe in a little while, maybe do a little bit of 30 minutes on the Super Bowl. If not, you'll see me tomorrow night with Osiris. I think I'll be here in a little while, but Osiris will be here tomorrow. And then James Taylor is right after the big game. Oh, boy, it's going to be a good one. But thank you, everybody, for your support. Hit the sub button for us. Hit the like button. Follow ROEW. Follow IMF. Follow BTW. Follow Comatose Matsuda. You can follow James's YouTube page. Kron again.
IMF, ROEW.
Usuals. Follow everybody, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. And also Dooley.com. Give Eddie a link on his page, and you have some new stuff on there. So check that out as well. And I'll see everybody in a little while on Sportswire Radio.